Another Earth by Kafkalover. My great-grandfather was a pilot. I only knew him through family pictures. A wide smile in front of an airport. A black and white of him disembarking from an old biplane. I always thought I inherited a little bit of him. The myth of the man I never met. It might even have been why I flew too, leaving behind my great-grandfather's uncharted Amazonia for the blue-black emptiness of space. The mission was to find another Earth, a planet that could support our fragile lives for another millennia, another eye blink of time in the lifespan of a universe. I always knew I might not come back, though I didn't have much to come back to. Just a dying world and the bottom of a bottle. Earth, we all knew, couldn't sustain us for long. Factories belched coal and gas and soot into the air for centuries. Denial came first, pointing fingers at old temperature graphs and shouting conspiracy theories about global cooling. Finally, we found ourselves among unmistakable ruin and by force shifted our eyes to the heavens. More life. What was it propelling us forward? I don't think it was truly an estimation that our species deserved to go on. A collective sense of worthiness. Probably nothing more than desperation, a reptilian need for survival. Either way, they built them. The ships that would allow us to rocket into the unknown, refugees on a shore of stars. It's strange flying through space. The moment that I break the atmosphere and emerge into the vast, endless darkness is the moment that I live for again and again. I imagine it's like birth. Or death. It's crossing a veil into another world, filled with a sense of deep possibility and nauseous unease. My cockpit windows fill with black, punctuated with the pinpricks of faraway light. I want to come back only to cross this again. This delicate lace between heaven and earth. I come back every time. My ship, the Ophanum, was one of a dozen sent to possible planets deemed habitable for life. There wasn't time for drones or probes or machines to code a message back in binary that had the slimmest possibility of error. They needed boots on the ground, so I was supposed to sleep for 26 years in a cryo chamber, nestled in the back of my ship. An incubator in the silent womb of space. It wasn't anything more than a pinhead of a chance. My last night on Earth was spent flipping through the same old photographs of my great-grandfather. Windows into a life I could only guess at. My planet was TI 956, Terra Incognita. The last time I saw Earth, the last time I floated upwards away from the dim warmth of the thermosphere, I died to myself. I was gone, and all that was left was the incomprehensible depth of the stars. In cryosleep, they say, it's almost as if you're not asleep at all. The dreams are so vivid that reality and unreality merge, and you can live in a different life for decades in the chimera of cryo-ether. I wondered what would happen if my systems failed or my ship collided with an asteroid while I was under. Would I feel it in my dreams? Would I see my sleep world crumble around me? Maybe I would simply be snuffed out, like breath on a flame. The cryosleep rumors were true. In my dreams, I found myself on a new planet. A planet I called Mirror Earth. I swam for years in oceans of sky, breathed in lungfuls of water. I grasped at handfuls of pale sun, squinted in the blinding light of moonbeams. Sometimes I sat, quiet, as the days rolled backward. But most of all, I marveled at an Earth alive, at the thick throngs of grass, the salty whitecaps of sapphire ocean. It seemed for the first time that I was part of something vibrant, at the center of something bright. I was only distantly aware of another world, like a memory repressed again and again. I woke up to beeping, pushed upwards by the freezing gas expelled as my pod opened. I shook, retched, grasped at a rough blanket I put decades before this moment in a box by my side. This must be it. My planet. I pressed my hands against the thick glass of the window, peering down. It was a pale spot in the darkness, peridot green in the light of a yellow dwarf. When my ship landed in an open field among waves of alien vegetation, I paused, standing at the top of a metal ramp, a bridge between the known and a new world. I didn't even check the atmosphere readings or the oxygen levels. I just took off my helmet and breathed in. I breathed in again and again. I started to walk, peeling off the top of my spacesuit. First, through towering stalks of strange violet heather, then towards the shimmering promise of an ocean in the distance. This world's sun was brighter than on Earth. Or maybe it was the clouds, strangely transparent, like scraps of tulle in the sky. I dipped my hand into a river running through the field, holding my palm up in surprise as the liquid dripped slowly from my fingers in hexagon diamonds. When night fell, ribbons of color spread across the empty sky. This planet's aurora borealis. I slept under a shifting kaleidoscope of light. Finally, back in my ship, I punched in the login to my communications from Earth. The message light had been flashing red since I woke up. Ignored. I thought of the crew at home. 26 years older, faces lined with age and worry. If they were even alive at all. I scrolled through a couple of niceties. You should receive this message 10 years into your journey, 20 years into your journey. Hope you're safe. Until getting to the communications package I needed to complete and send back confirming planet viability. I mechanically filled in the data, recorded my brief findings. The numbers added up to one thing. The plan was to transmit the package back to Earth, then to fill the next decades until more settlers arrive by entering the crychamber again. Maybe going back to my mirror Earth or onto a whole other set of dreams. Sun streamed through my ship's window, embroidered the floor. My Earth was dark, the clouds heavy with acid rain. The news showed rising tides in New York City, oily water lapping at the raised steps of MoMA. I imagined the violet heather here, crushed and black, drooping into exhausted soil. There were 11 other ships out there. 11 other chances. I deleted the numbers and typed a single response. Planet uninhabitable.